She's almost dead.
Oh, I'm reported.
Op 4 neutralized. All right, joining us is IGN's PC editor Tom Marks and of course Alfredo Diaz of Achievement Hunter here to discuss Outbreak, which is Operation Chimera's cooperative PvE mode. Three-player co-op, pretty high fidelity, really fun. Zombies in Siege is, I guess, the way of kind of boiling it down to what it is.
Aliens?
Alien zombies.
Alien zombies.
It's like a...
Right.
Yeah.
But this is a trend that we've seen in a lot of different games. Dota 2, as well as Overwatch, those are two competitive multiplayer games, and they each have their own unique limited time cooperative event. And we'll get to what the implications of that is and what that means, I think, for like the future of these type of games. But let's just start out with some baseline reactions. Tom, what did you think from playing it for the first time?
I thought it was a ton of fun. Like, I think that Outbreak is just a really cool, weird, unique thing within Siege that, you know, Terrorist Hunt is a lot of fun, but this really like changes it up. It gives you kind of different ways to think about operators' abilities. The fact that they did little things like quality of life tweaks, like reinforcing walls is way quicker, like things like that. I think they just did a really good job of making it feel like it could have been its own game almost.
It would have been very easy, I think, to reuse just a slightly retextured operator as an enemy or a civilian model or assets they already had in the game, but just about everything you're seeing in Outbreak looks like it was created intentionally for that mode.
Yeah.
The skyboxes, the environments, the effects, the amount of enemies. And that's always the bar. I think you want it to feel like it could be its own unique game, and it's a little bit bittersweet because we only get to experience it for a month. But Alfredo, you play at a competitive level. Did it appeal to you?
Surprisingly, it did. I've never been a big fan of any type of zombie mode. I wasn't too fond of like running around the same map, kiting around enemies, etc. So when this event came around, I had a good time, and simply because of the fact that two things. One, there's a beginning and an end. There isn't this whole like just survive as long as you can for however many levels, etc. There was a light at the end of the tunnel, and I very much enjoyed that.
It's not just horde mode.
Exactly, right? And it didn't feel like they're just trying to cash in on an older trend that was like zombies.
Sure.
Number two, it was really cool, even like myself, being mostly a competitive multiplayer person, taking my favorite ops, or at least some of them, and then bringing them into a different form of gameplay, right? Instead of being super serious and try hard, sweaty, like pixel peeking angles, I could just run around as smoke and just shotgun endless waves. One of the things that I loved about Siege, this might be weird, was all the cinematics for the initial ops.
Yeah.
Or just like, man, they gave it...
They're really moody.
Exactly, right? They gave him a lot more character, and then the new ops came out, and I was like, no cinematics for these guys, like, come on.
Right.
So, like, getting to see Thermite without his face mask, right? Like, getting to see Ash interact with Chonka and everything was like, it just added another level to the characters that I've already grown and loved, so.
This feels like it could be its own game, and it's definitely the most bittersweet to see it go away, and I think it's probably gonna be like 20 or so days when this video goes up. So I guess my question to you, because I know the way I play these, if I'm not competitively playing in the game, these events, like Overwatch Insurrection, Dota 2 Siltbreaker, and Rainbow Six Siege Outbreak, serve to get me back in for the event and nothing else. I immediately bounce back out. Is that the way you play it? Do you feel like there's a big community boom because of this? Like, do you think it's an objectively good thing for the competitive scene?
I feel like that's just kind of something that developers are embracing more and more, where they're starting to realize there are so many great games out there and there's a lot of competition, and it's okay to embrace just these seasonal booms, right? And I think that's totally fine. Get the hardcore audience, they're there, they're dedicated. Bring in a casual audience, give, you know, places like IGN something to talk about, you know, in terms of Siege.
Sure.
Because you always want your favorite game to get promotion. You always want a new stuff coming out for your game. So I think it's totally fine because the hardcore audience will be there. They'll stick around. So bring in casual people to play every once in a while, and you know what I mean, get them introduced into Siege. I know so many people there's like, oh man, I'm gonna get into it, or I'm gonna try it out, I'm gonna test it out the free weekend, etc. during the Invitational. I think it's great.
The final thing that I want to talk about in terms of Outbreak, for the players out there who are asking, why does this have to go away? Why can't this be a thing permanently? I think there are two reasons for this. First of which is you don't want to split the community, right? This is I was talking with Eric Williamson, who's the design lead on Fortnite VR. And he talks about 50v50 and the 5 teams of 20 and this kind of stuff. And they're really cool, but they're limited time because eventually they don't want to have these disparate queues. They want everybody to be funneling back into either casual or ranked. And in Siege, that's certainly the case. And I think the second thing is probably monetization. So the question that I'll pose each of you, start with you, Tom, are you more incentivized to spend money on these limited time things when there's something so cool and so grandiose like Outbreak?
Probably, yeah, right? Like, I'm not one to spend tons of money, real money in games like this, especially on cosmetics. Like, that's not usually what I do, but there's always that drive for me when you have a limited time event with unique skins where it's like, if I don't get it, like, it's gonna go away, and then
like
I'll
a souvenir.
never have it. You
I need
know?
to remember this moment.
There's a pro and con to it. Like, I like the fact that there's a specific type of outfit and it's for all the ops, right? Because then that way it's like, you know, like, what if I get this type of outfit, but I don't get it for my main character,
right.
et cetera, right?
Which happens in Overwatch.
You see that in League a lot, where it's like there's a certain like skin for a League character, and then other characters don't get it. So I like that it's universally to a lot of the ops. But the con of that is, like, for me, I'm not really digging the hazmats. Like, I respect it. I think it looks clean, but there's other skins I like more, so I won't be diving into it. So it's just like, all right, cool. I'm looking forward to whatever next event there is if they have one. And then knowing that there's a skin that I like, I can apply it to a ton of ops.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a bold choice to go bright yellow for
Yeah.
the first special
Super
event.
bright, yeah. Yeah, at the end of the day too, where it's like, I'm
gonna get
if
seen.
I'm playing ranked, am I gonna go bright yellow here, or just go with like the deep dark camo?
Fantastic. Well, it's been really cool getting both your opinions on this and your outlooks. Tom, I want to thank you so much for stopping by for the discussion, and Alfredo for suffering through that quiz, but also
We got
having a
through
great
it.
time with the Let's Plays and the discussion. And of course, if you want to see more of him,
So much for having me.
you can find him on youtube.com/achievement hunter, and definitely shoot him a follow on Twitter @AlfredoPlays. So check him out there and join us next week on Hotkeys.
Oh no, you got it. How you got it?
Stop!
I didn't even get in the building, man. I was